Hey guys, I'm Lauren Terry from brightsonwhite.com, and I'm going to be showing you how to put together your quilt top for the homespun quilt. So if you're doing this, you will have already printed off the cut list, which has a list of how many you need of each block. So we need 80 flying geese, 16 X boxes, and so on. So once you've created all of those blocks, then you're going to be ready for this next step. So let's get started. Alright, so the best way I could think of to show you guys how to put this together is just by using little bits of paper to pretend like there are blocks. So the first thing we're going to do is take 2 X blocks and sew those together. And then you're also going to take 2 6.5-inch neutral blocks and sew them to either side. Alright, so when you're done, you'll have a row that looks like this. Then you're going to take 2 of your half square triangle blocks and you're going to sew them together like that. And then 2 more X blocks that are going to get sewn on either end of that. Alright, so once those are all sewn together, you'll have a row that looks like this. And you'll sew those 2 rows together to create a block like that. And you'll continue with that until you have 4 blocks that look just like that. Okay, now we're going to take each of those blocks that we created, and one's going to go on each side of our center block like this. Then you're going to take your Ohio star block, and you want to make sure that the star is in the corner. So you can see right here I have the neutral strips that you sewed on right there and right there. The star should be in the very corner of all of these. There we go. And now we're going to create 3 rows. So I'll sew these 2 onto that center piece. I'm going to sew these right there, and I'm going to sew this right here like that. Okay, and after we have those 3 rows, then you're just going to join the 3 rows together so that you have a piece that looks like this. Now at this point, you should have 48.5 inches by 48.5 inches. That's how big this will be. Now you're going to take your 3.5-inch neutral strips and you're going to sew 2 to either side, 2 of the parallel sides. And once you've sewn those, then you'll just trim off these edges. Okay. Then you would sew this one to that side, and you'd sew this last one on this side. And then again, you trim off the edges so that everything is square. Alright, now it's time to sew on our flying geese units. So you can see right here I've made 2 rows with 18 in each. So I've just sewn them end on end and made sure that the flying geese are all facing the same way. So really I just have 2 rows of flying geese, 18 in each. Then I'm going to attach one on one side, and I'm going to attach the other row on the other side. You want to make sure that the flying geese are pointing opposite directions. So this one is going this way, and I want to make sure that this one's going this way. Alright, and now to do the flying geese for the other 2 sides, you're going to get 20 flying geese and sew them end on end. But you can see that if I were to attach it right here, there's going to be a hole right there, which is not what we want. So you'll take 2 flying geese units and sew them together like that. And then you're going to sew that right onto the end of there so that it creates one long row like this. So we have 20 that are all going the same way, and then 2 on the end that are going perpendicular. And you're going to do that as well for the other side. And you can see here's where I've attached the 2 on the end, and here's where I've attached the 2 on the end. They should be kitty corner from each other. And when you're getting ready to sew them all on, you want to see the flying geese going almost like in a direction, kind of like Pac-Man, all the way around. Okay, so it's going this way, and then that way, and that way. And once you have that all set, then go ahead and sew those last 2 rows on. And then the last step is going to just be to sew 2.5-inch strips. So you'll have 2 2.5-inch strips to make one long strip that you'll sew right here. And I'll show you like this. So I've sewn a 2.5-inch long strip on this side, and then this side, and then trimmed those. And then I sewed another one on this side and this side, just like we did earlier. So when you've done that, then you'll have your quilt top all ready. Congratulations on completing the homespun quilt along. Thanks.